Okay, so I'll be honest. The Harbingers didn't really add anything to For Honor except for being four flavors of edgy. Sure, things got a little bit mystical with Hitakiri and Janhu. We got a giant snake with Jormungandr, and Black Prior, despite being on screen right now, brought, well, nothing. As far as the story is being concerned. I mean, literally, come on. The Grim Reaper has arrived. The Pancake Flip Man, the Zealot of the Giant Snake, and then the Bringer of Fire. What did Black Prior bring again? Remind me? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm not. This is not hate on Black Prior. Black Prior is actually very cool. But I'm pretty sure Raven Knight actually spelled out quite well, in fact, who we're going to speak about in today's video, and you're definitely gonna want to tune in for this because in today's video we will be discussing none other than
What do we fight for? Peace? Peace is a false hope. It is a lie told by leaders who have lost the will to fight. But the time of reckoning has come. We will cleanse Heathmore from the liars and the wicked. We will start a new era for the truest heroes of this world. Peace is poison. We are war.
Estrella the Warmonger kicked off the plot in a big way. Had she not shown up, the peace times would have lasted much longer, of course. However, she showed up with the Harbingers at her side, along with three other Warmongers and an army. Various warriors from each faction, like a Shinobi, Gladiator, another Yorm, another Hitakiri. I think I even saw Orochi in there somewhere. The Wyverndale leaders are then killed by Estrella and her forces, which then leads to the resistance that you're seeing on screen, which then leads to the Harbingers then being killed by said resistance, and the leader, Holden Cross, who didn't show up until much later. Now, the whole entire Horkos and Chimera conflict started once Estrella came on the scene, which is why it annoys me to no end why her event, A Tyrant's Test, has yet to come back after being one of the coldest events of all time. I mean, really, introducing your character as a world boss so then you can then play as her later, that's brilliant, actually, and that's the first time For Honor actually ever did anything like that. This game mode, which is on screen right now, hopefully, and it is up there in fun factor along with Test Your Metal, or the Metal Trials, as the trailers call it, and Janhu's event, I think it's called Emperor's Escape, is just as fun, and it brought in new concepts that would later be used in the Resistance game modes, and is also very fun. Only one Resistance game mode, to me anyway, is a bit bland. I would love for Double T, that being Tyrant's Test, to come back, just to have my Warmonger, Cassandra the Noble, take on Estrella directly along with the other four dragons, that being Janhu, Hitakiri, Adamusha, and Shaolin. Now, I have my own names for them, but that's for a different video altogether. If you guys are interested in that, let me know in the comment section below. Especially now that all four of them, with the exception of Warmonger, who doesn't really need much of anything, got their reworks, and would be very, very good in this event. In fact, Zanhu was the only one of my four at the time mains that was tough enough to take out on the Warmongers. Hitakiri had lost her hyper armor, right? Adamusha had heavy blades, and Shaolin was just awful. Those other two being the most disheartening of it. Now, Janhu and her dodge attacks, effective against ganking characters and even the Harbingers. Ubisoft, listen to me. Please, bring this back. It's a lot of fun and has enough challenge to keep players engaged. And, why don't you just bring back the Metal Trials while you're at it? And we've had Griffin, we've had Kyoshin, we've had Pirate, we've had Meje, we've had all these other characters, we've had all these other reworks, like I've already mentioned it in the previous bit there. We have had all these reworks and all these changes, and the Metal Trials, along with A Tyrant's Test, was one of the most challenging, if not the most challenging events in For Honor history. Excuse me. It would be a mistake not to bring these events back. Like, come on. This was a lot of fun. I'm looking back at this old footage of me, Tiny Rep 41 Zhanhu, limited Zhanhu taking on Warmonger and doing well. This was a throwback Thursday for me, and this was actually a fun video to make. But let me know, guys. What do you think of Warmonger's inclusion as far as the story is concerned? Now, I talk about the story of For Honor because it's interesting to me. And when the Resistance game modes were coming around, I was trying my best to disclose as much of the lore of the game as I could. I'm very interested in the lore. Raven Knight is very interested in the lore. I believe Ira DeLupi had a big hand in the story thus far video. In fact, I think she had a big hand in that video's creation. So there's only like a handful of us that actually care about the lore, which is why I wanted to make this video in the first place. This was a fun process, and it was also very cool to look back on this game mode and just reminisce on how actually insane it was. But do you guys remember this game mode? Let me know in the comment section below. Would you want this to come back? What do you think on Warmonger or Estrella's impact on the lore? Do you think it added anything? Do you think it could have been different? Would you have preferred if it was closer to Apollyon? Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one, and be excellent to each other.
I got it. I got that stuff, y'all. She gave me COVID.
Don't say that either.